Well, hello, and the third time, the trifecta, hello again. Welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the most unusual tarot reading you will find on the internet or almost anywhere else. I've done tarot for over 20 years. In that time, I have discovered from my personal experience it really doesn't predict much of anything at all. But you know what? It's not intended to predict. I know you're sold that. I get you. But I haven't found anybody. I know several dozen tarot readers. Like I said, I've been doing it for 20 years myself. I just don't find the kind of solidity, consistency that I would expect from this kind of thing. But I've come to find out over the 20 years, guess what tarot does? It is the science of potential. We're working with energy. And so it's a question of you applying that energy to your life. And we're all different. But that's the idea. Taking the energy and saying, okay, how do I apply this to my situation? Doing that is manifesting. Wow, what a concept. You actually determine the thoughts, the pictures, the sounds, the sights within your brain, within your own mind, within your own head. That's the point. You are invigorated, if you will. That might be the word I was looking for. You're inspired to create within yourself. That's the problem with AI, among others. That's the problem with computers, laptop, desktop, artificial intelligence. It's all coming from the outside. That makes it maybe interesting for some people, but it takes away your power. Your power comes from the inside out. You have to exercise that power. If you do not, it will negatively impact your life. I don't care how rich you are, how pretty you are, how famous you are, it doesn't make any difference. I mean, you've seen rich, pretty, famous people, their lives are shit. They couldn't find their ass in a hole in the ground with both hands. Sorry, couldn't do it. What they're experiencing, what each of us experience, is luck, is fate. That's where I go to the astrology, the numerology. Tarot's the science of potential, numerology, astrology, the science of cycles. And I mean cycles crazy, on steroids. Which is the problem, because you get most astrologers who really don't want to communicate effectively with you because they really don't give a damn about you. They're there to exercise their ego. Intellectual masturbation, I call it. Look how smart I am. I know all of these things. The ascendant, the descendant, midheaven. We're doing all kinds of different cycles. The planets are in sextile or trine or biquintile or, oh my God, eclipses, all that stuff. Guess what? Distill it down for me. Have it make sense. Will you please? Because otherwise I can't use it. So what I do here, what makes this tarot so different, is that I combine tarot with astrology, numerology, put them all together in a very, very nice, neat package. Why? Because it tells the whole picture, tells the whole story. And I do it very simply. Primarily, I only use the faraway planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, sometimes Saturn, and sometimes Jupiter, as it's doing right now, can be that little lever. That's one of the reasons why you're seeing all the protests. Because Jupiter has fallen out on the air-fire cycle that's been going on. It's in now very sensitive, emotional Cancer, and so people they're going crazy. And fire and air signs, we put fire and air together, that creates more flames. Now you add the emotion in with Jupiter and Cancer, well, you see what you get. So my job is to say, okay, this is where we stand in terms of energy. Now let's talk about the tarot, because this is the way that you can deal with this energy. Okay, by the end of the reading, which only goes maybe 15 minutes, give a very concise and clear picture. No foggy type stuff, which is kind of a relief these days because everything seems to be in a fog. You couldn't believe or trust anything anymore. So I'm here to bring clarity. I'm here to bring inspiration. I am here to help you manifest. And to do that, I do use astrology, numerology, and tarot. The thought today is come to the edge. Come to the edge. It means enough playing it safe. We're done. Playing it safe is taking on more crap in your life and not doing anything about it. We can't do that anymore. It is painfully obvious to me at this moment that politically across the board, I voted for the current administration, and I am greatly, greatly, greatly disappointed because it's not an America First administration. Oh yeah, they said the words, but it's not. And because of that, we're seeing the United States of America continuing to get pushed down, to get squeezed. The middle class is, it's like in a great press. And you see what's going on in Western Canada. Those 4 provinces, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia, are all going, hey, wait a minute. We're in sort of an evolution-revolution period, and because of that, and as I was mentioning the Jupiter now in Cancer, we're very emotional about it. This is the time to strike while the iron is hot. Come to the edge. Enough playing it safe. Let's take a look at the astrology for a little bit more insight, a little bit more information that will be helpful at this moment. Planetary energies, I talk about them all the time. We are sharing an energy with the American Revolution. It took 250 years, because Pluto takes 250 years to go around the solar system. And the planet Uranus takes 84 years, but it went around about 5 times, 3 times, whatever the hell the numbers turn out to be. Anyway, they're in the same spot essentially. They're not exactly, but in the same spot essentially as they were 250 years ago. By the way, next summer, July 4th, 2026, we celebrate our 250th anniversary. And look, it's the revolution from 1776 now in 2026. So the planetary energy returns. But, between 1765 and 1775, when we decided that we were going to get our independence from Britain, there were things that developed. We had the Boston Tea Party. We had the battle at Lexington, the shot heard around the world. Now, we hadn't decided that we were ready to get into a full-fledged revolution at that point, but boy, we just kept getting pushed. And by the time we hit 1776, we said we had enough. So 1765 to 1775 was the prelude to the American Revolution. 2015 to 2025, banking crisis, housing crisis, some sort of a faked health crisis. Same energy applies. 200 years later, 300 years later, we are in that period. It's the prologue, and we're getting ready for the real action. I think it wouldn't surprise me. You're going to see a lot of changes in the United States, Canada, maybe states leaving, maybe some provinces coming, maybe some states dividing into groups. I just think it's all up for grabs right now, and that's why you have to come to the edge. You cannot play it safe anymore. It's not going to do you any bit of good. So with that as our setup, now we go to the tarot side, and let's see what kind of information we can pick up there. Now, first card is the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is daydreaming, wishful thinking. I know. The idea of setting up a new government, of stepping forward, being accountable, being responsible, being adults. Holy shit. Come on, man, get off my back. We don't have any choice. It's not going to go away. You see what's happening to the economy. They're talking about a humongous change in our economic system, which will push us into a digital system that they can control every move that you make. We're in 2 wars right now. The Middle East is an equivalent of a war for the United States. We're in, of course, Ukraine. And there's talk of maybe even getting mixed up with China or India. That's in the works. Oh, and of course, you can't leave Russia out because they just bring them to every party. So we are going full tilt. It's almost maniacal what's going on in the United States. People cannot continue. 1765, 1775, a bunch of things happened that pushed us to the revolution of 1776. 2015 to 2025, same thing. At which point do we decide we're done playing it safe? We are going to come to the edge because we got no other place. But there's the daydreaming and the wishful thinking. That's where we've been for a while, no more. Next one is the King of Wands. Leadership, risk taker. That's what it takes. It doesn't need a whole bunch of people, but we need somebody and some bodies to be the risk taker, to show leadership, to show patriotism. I'm not getting that out of Washington right now at all. And I'm disappointed because I said I voted for the administration because there was nothing on the other side, so this was my only choice. But maybe St. Malachi's prediction back in the 1200s, maybe it's coming true. He was I think in Ireland, he was a priest who prophesied. And he said back in the 1200s that there would be a Trump, in fact, is the word that he used, who would be the last president of the United States. Now, that seemed impossible for any number of years. But at this point, as I sit back and watch, I go, what's the option? What is the option? Democrats don't have, from my point of view, anybody who is dealing with any kind of reality, realism, professionalism. They're not mature, they're not thoughtful, they're not honest. And then you come into Washington now with the red hat, and we're getting the same stuff. So apparently it is two wings of the same bird. And if we had to pick somebody right now, I don't know who the hell to pick. To me, there's no real honest-to-God choice. You got to come to the edge. You have to quit playing it safe. And what the King of Wands says is we need a risk taker, we need leadership, and it begins with each and every one of us in our lives. And the third card is strength. Somehow through all of this, we're going to find it. I imagine we're going to back into it. But I also imagine that the American colonists from 1765 to 1775, they weren't interested. In fact, even when we were in the Revolutionary War, 40, maybe 50% of the colonists wanted to stay with England. This was never an easy skate. This was never an easy deal. And the same thing today. It's not there. Now, Thomas Jefferson said, if the government does not work, if the government does not hold up its responsibilities, constitutional responsibilities, you know what? Make a new one. Thomas Jefferson. Maybe that's where we're at right now. And it's going to take strength. It's going to take fortitude. It's going to take patience. It's going to take a vision. It's all on the line. The time is up. It's out. It's over. Where do you stand? That's it for today. Life is short, no rewinds. Time is quicko fasto, no replays. So love, enjoy, and get the most out of every single moment. That's it for the Tao Manifesting Tarot reading for today. I know it was a gut puncher, but I'm going to be doing more of these because from what I can see, it's time to get to the edge. It's time. 1765, 1775 may very likely be back. How are we going to respond? You choose, I choose, we all choose. Please like and subscribe. Very, very important. And between now and the next time you and I do Manifested Tarot together, peace and blessings.